Bonjour les amis. Today, today we're going to talk about what is called la liaison. Liaison. In English, liaison. Liaison. It's not dangerous liaisons, but almost. Because sometimes people get confused by the liaisons. Okay, so here what I did is that I scanned the relevant pages on a book that's called Nouvelle Grammaire Française. So it's New French Grammar, third edition by Grévis et Goss. Goss. So they have a few things about liaisons. What I did, I scanned the stuff, and here it is. So I'm just gonna translate the best I can, and most importantly, read the examples so that you can see. Okay, so what he's saying is that la liaison, I'm gonna read anyway. La liaison, c'est le fait qu'une consonne finale muette dans un mot pris isolément. Yeah, you could do the liaison, but as soon as you stop, it doesn't sound right. Dans un mot pris isolément. No, I don't think it's good. Dans un mot pris isolément. I don't think you do the liaison here. So you see, it's sometimes there are some liaisons that you have to do, and some liaisons you don't have to do. Ok, so dans un mot pris isolément, s'articule dans un syntagme quand le mot qui suit commence par une voyelle. Okay, so here is an example. Okay, so this shows that it's a liaison. So, les enfants. Of course, you have to read fast. You don't pause. If you pause, you don't do a liaison. Les enfants sont arrivés sans encombre. Okay, so you have three liaisons here. So, first one, les enfants. So, here you have a S. That's the final, how do you say consonant? Consonant. I'm going to say the French. Consonne. And then the next word starts with a vowel, voyelle. So, if you don't do the liaison, les enfants doesn't sound right. But if you do the liaison, les enfants. It's not les enfants, it's les enfants. S becomes a Z. Les enfants. Same here. Sont arrivés. So, sont ends with a T consonant. And the next guy starts with a vowel. A. Sont arrivés. And the third one, same business. Sans encombre. S, so S, and then you have I. So you don't say sans encombre, you say sans encombre. Z. Okay? Okay, I'm just reading. Okay, cette consonne, so he's talking about here. Cette consonne, this consonant, S, form syllable, is forming a syllable with the next, avec le mot suivant, with the next word. And here they're showing phonetics, but I cannot read phonetics, so I cannot really help you with that. Évidemment, l'H dit muet, so dit H muet, qui n'a aucune existence phonétique, which doesn't exist phonetically, doesn't prevent the liaison, n'empêche pas la liaison. So here, two examples, with an H that is mute H. Les habitants, trois hommes. Okay, so in case of H aspiré, so pour l'H aspiré et les autres cas où la liaison ne se fait pas, voir paragraphe 26. Interesting, I didn't look at that. Maybe I'll add to that. No, that's okay. So H aspiré. So do they give an example? Yes. So you don't say les Hollandais, you say les Hollandais because the H is pronounced, or it's called H aspiré. You cannot do a liaison here. It's like the famous example is les haricots, H-A-R-I-C-O-T-S, the beans. Les haricots, you don't say les haricots, you say les haricots. So when you have a H, be careful because it's either a mute H or a H aspiré. I don't know how you translate that. So H aspiré. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let me zoom on that. All right. Okay. So here is putting some remarks. Plus le lien grammatical est étroit entre les mots, so the more the grammatical link between the two words is narrow, the easier the liaison is being made. So plus le lien grammatical est étroit entre les mots, plus facilement se fait la liaison. Elle n'a pas lieu d'ordinaire si les mots sont séparés par une pause. So the liaison doesn't happen ordinarily if the words are separated by a pause in the speech. So il y a des liaisons obligatoires, comme entre le déterminant et le nom ou l'adjectif, entre le pronom et le verbe, et inversement. So you have liaison that you have to make, like between the determinant and the word or the adjective, and also between the pronoun and the verb. So let's see if you have example of that. Okay, so here the first one, les enfants, the children. So les article défini. Les is an article défini. Enfant is of course a noun. So there is a strong link between those two words. So that's why the liaison is very easy to make. Les enfants. Okay. Next one. Deux aimables personnes. So deux aimables. So the X becomes like a Z. Deux aimables. Again, so here you have a what's it called? Déterminant numérique, I think. Numerical determinant. So and the word. So here again you have a strong linkage between deux and the word. That's why you make the liaison. So deux aimables personnes. Next example. Nous avons. S becomes a Z, a Z. Nous avons. So here, of course, you have the pronoun personnel and the verb, so it's a very strong link between those two words. Okay, so you have to make the liaison. So nous avons. Je les ai pris. So here you have pronom personnel, je, first person singular. Je les ai pris, ça c'est un pronom. C'est un pronom complément d'objet direct. Troisième personne, pronom complément d'objet direct, plural, troisième personne. Je les ai pris. Oh, here you have an inversion. So when you read a book, you'll see that all the time. Dit-il. Blah blah blah. Dit-il. He says. He's saying. He says. So dit-il. Again, very strong link because one word is the verb and the other one is the personal pronoun. So you have to make the liaison. Dit-il. Same here. Quand partons. Vas-y means go ahead. Do it. Vas-y. Okay, so let's move on. Beaucoup de liaisons sont facultatives. So many liaisons are, you don't have to make them. And here he's saying that on en fait davantage quand on prononce un discours ou quand on lit à haute voix des vers ou même de la prose. So you make more liaisons when you're making a speech or when you are reading aloud. So poetry or even prose, regular text. So on en fait moins dans la conversation ordinaire. So you make fewer liaisons in ordinary conversation. Do I agree with that? Yeah, it's probably true because when I read aloud, I see liaisons everywhere. So it's probably true. Okay, so let's move on. La consonne qui apparaît dans la liaison est souvent celle qui est indiquée par l'écriture. The consonant which appears in the liaison is often the one that is indicated by the writing. What? I have no idea what he's saying here. Huh. Alright, so let's look at the example. So petit homme. So you have liaison between the because H mute H, so petit homme. Of course, the consonant that appears is T, of course. Trop aimé. The consonant is P, of course. Trop aimé. Premier acte, so the R. Okay? That's the consonant that appears in the liaison. Premier acte, the R. Oh, he's saying it's not always the case. Interesting. Mais ce n'est pas toujours le cas. But it's not always the case. Oh, I see. Dans les mots terminés par S ou X, on entend Z or Z. Dans les mots terminés par D, on entend T. Okay. For the words that terminate in S or X, you hear the Z sound, and in the words that terminate in D, you hear the T sound. Okay, now I understand. Yeah. So here, gros effort. So the consonant should be S. Gros effort, but it's not. It's Z. Gros effort. Deux, okay. Deux ends with an X, but you're gonna hear the Z. Or Z. Deux hommes. Here you have a D, but you need to hear a T when you make the liaison. So it's not grand homme. Hein? Don't make that mistake. Grand homme. T. Ok, so la liaison entraîne certaines modifications dans les voyelles nasales qui deviennent souvent orales. This I have no clue about nasal, oral. So let's translate first. The liaison so brings some modification in the nasal vowels, which become often, I don't even know you translate that. Oral, I don't know. Let's look at it. So bon ami. Oh, I see. If you don't make the liaison, it would be like bon ami, bon. But if you do the liaison, bon, you see? You hear bon, the change bon ami. Bon ami. But if you don't do the liaison, it's bon ami, okay? Next one. Moyen âge. So if you don't do the liaison, it's moyen âge. But if you do the liaison, moyen âge. So there is a slight change. From moyen, it becomes moyenne. It's like if you go to the singular, from singular to from masculine to feminine. Moyen, moyenne, moyen, moyenne, moyen âge. It's like it becomes feminine. Okay, so moyen, if you put in the feminine form, becomes moyenne. M-O-Y-I-N-N-E. Moyenne, féminine. So moyen, moyen, moyen âge. Moyen, moyen âge. So it's subtle, but it's there. Certain âge, yeah. Certain, certaine. Certain, certain âge. Again, if you put certain at the feminine form, in the feminine form, you get the change of sound, the sound change. Certain, certaine. Certain, certaine. Certain âge. Certain âge. Okay? Certain, certain, certaine. Certaine. Certain, certaine. This sound change, le 1. Certain, certaine. Moyen, it's this sound that changes. Moyen, moyenne, moyen âge, moyen âge, okay? So you're saying mon, ton, son admettent deux prononciations. Mon ami or mon ami. Oh yeah, okay. So mon, ton, son. So those are déterminants possessifs. Take on two possible pronunciation. So I don't know phonetics, but I assume that it is mon ami, or mon ami, mon ami. Mon ami, or mon ami. Mon ami, mon ami. Okay, that's the two possibilities. Mon ami, mon ami. Okay, next. On distingue la liaison de l'enchaînement par lequel une consonne finale prononcée une consonne finale prononcée forme syllabe avec le mot suivant lorsque lui-ci commence par une voyelle, sauf s'il y a une pause. Okay, so you distinguish the liaison from the enchaînement, linkage or something, in which a final consonant that is pronounced forms a syllable with the next word when this one begins by a vowel. I'm not sure I understand that. Okay, let's look at an example. Il a, 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 il a. Yeah, I think you can do the both. You can say il a, il a, il a, il a. It depends if you pause a little bit. Il a, il a, il a. Let's say il a 20 ans. He's 20 years old. Il a 20 ans, 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 il a 20 ans. Yeah, it's pretty subtle. Sept hommes, sept hommes, sept hommes, sept hommes. Sept, yeah, you pronounce SEPT 7, huh? So it's sept, you don't pronounce the P. Sept hommes, seven men. Sept hommes. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand this. If you do understand, let me know in the comment. Number 3. I mean, either it's very subtle or I have no idea. So let's see what else is there about liaison. No, that's it. That's it about liaison. So what you need to remember about liaison, let me tell you in just a few words. as soon as you pause in your speech, don't do the liaison. Forget about it. It's never going to sound right. So that's the first thing. Then, so you have two types of liaison. Liaison that you have to make and liaison that you don't have to make. So focus on the liaison that you have to make, which is the ones here, the first remark. Okay, so if you have an article followed by the noun, you have to do the liaison. You have to make that liaison. Same thing here. Nous avons. So here, pronom personnel and the verb. Okay, so grammatically, those two words are very, very tight together. So you have to make the liaison. The link is very, very strong. Same thing here. When you have here is the auxiliary, and this is the pronom personnel, complément d'objet direct. Very strong link. Make the liaison. Here you have this is a question, so it's inverted. Again, you have the verb pronom personnel, which happens to be impersonnel. Quand part-on? Again, you make the liaison. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I'm losing my voice. So if you like this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will make more. Don't be afraid to write comments about anything. Any questions about French, I'm happy to answer. If I don't know, I'll look it up in my grammars and I will tell you the answer, the best answer I can find. Alright, so I'll see you. Bye.